Today I'm going to be sharing with you all the August 1st update that we've received here in Once Human, and we're going to just jump straight into this as there is some very exciting stuff. But if you do enjoy the video and find it useful, please drop me a like and a subscribe, and without further ado, let's get into it. So firstly, as you can see on screen here, we've got optimizations. This one is something they have added to the game called Memetic optimizations, and this is where they have added a new item drop, which is the Memetic Specialization memory fragment. After using one of these Memetic Specialization memory fragments, you will gain the corresponding Memetic Specialization effect. Up to 3 Memetic Specialization memory fragments can be used per season, so that is over the 6-week period. When the in-game item controller is used, there is a certain chance of obtaining a random memory fragment. So of course this is when you're clearing the dungeons, so the silos or the bosses, and you get a mini boss kill or a regular boss kill in these environments, and then of course you get access to use the controller to get a roll at that loot pool. You will also have a chance to now get these Memetic Specialization memory fragments. Now it says that all of these Memetic Specialization memory fragments will be destroyed at the end of a season, and they will not be sent to the Eternal Land Depot. They also can be traded between players, so I assume that there's going to be multiple different ones, and some of them are going to be much better than others. To coincide with this, they've adjusted some display elements on the Memetic Specialization screen, optimized the stacking of certain metal ingots in the backpack, optimized the display of the Memetic Specializations in the gear details pop-up, and production output of regular ammunition can be increased by 50%. So just some nice extra QOL stuff to go along with that there. Now, with this, they've done some gameplay optimizations. Here, the main thing that you need to know is they've enriched the Highway Pursuit game mode and added a new Highway Pursuit route to the Chalk Peak region. The event starting time is now fixed to 9 PM server time. Rosetta trucks now automatically drop sproutlets even if the player does not attack them. They've increased the quantity of sproutlet and reward drops, and optimized the item storage quantity and subtraction rules from the Cargo Scramble game mode, so this should be a bit more fun and a bit more rewarding to take part in now. Another really good feature that they've added here is the ability to open the map, click on the Monolith, Securement Silo, Public Crisis Event, Cargo Conquest and other icons and view their detail screens. So in other words, you can now go on there and see what the potential drops and rewards and loot can be from each of these different events and types of POIs. They've also added combat invitation function to Public Crisis events. You can now send invitations to other players via chat channels, so they can get themselves involved there, and there is no longer a cooldown time for pressing ready when entering a Monolith or Securement Silo solo, so you can just get straight involved there. Now they've done a few things with vehicle optimizations. I'm not going to go through everything because this is a pretty beefy update, but one thing that is really important is they have increased the acceleration speed and maximum speed of low-level motorcycles, and slightly increased the acceleration and maximum speed of off-roaders and coupes. They've also got rid of the delay between boarding the vehicle and actually going forward, and they've also added a function where if your vehicle gets stuck on the terrain, you can now hold down the acceleration key to free the vehicle. Both very nice QOL features here. With the planter boxes, they've added a continuous planting function. This means that they will automatically replant with the previously used seeds and fertilizers. I'm assuming that's when you've harvested them, or when your grocery room has gone and done that, it's going to be taking care of itself, which again is much nicer, keeps it much more standardized. Combat optimizations, they've fixed the issue where the attack buff gained from defeating a target with the Doombringer did not stack. They've also fixed an issue where certain kinds of damage in PvP modes were not affected by the gear build. Adjusted the rules for bounce target selection. Black water will no longer be targeted by bounce attacks. Adjusted the displayed weapon accuracy values. The actual attribute have not been changed. Added a weapon inspection function that can be accessed from the action wheel. This again is pretty cool. Nice little QOL thing that we can see our weapons a bit better here. They've added a hit counter for the KAM Abyss Glance. Again, very nice, very needed. And they've also optimized the field of view when using iron sights on some of the KAM weapons. Now I'm skipping over a few things, I'm just highlighting some of the most important ones, but this right here, the trade section, they have now added Nissa's loot crate to the Sproutlet shop of Nissa, or Nisa, however you want to say that, an NPC merchant who can be found in the neutral strongholds. There is a 30% chance of obtaining a legendary mod when opening these loot crates. If a mod is not obtained, one of the following is instead obtained, and it can be 2 200 acid, 20 barreled premium fuel, or 67 stardust source. So all of those things are super useful, and I would imagine most players are going to be using these because if they want the mods, great, you get some chance at those, but you also get a chance at 3 very useful items as well. Next here we're looking at deviation interaction optimizations. Now they've optimized the controls for synchronizing deviation abilities. The player can now press G to interact with a securement unit to sync a combat deviant to their cradle. And they've also adjusted the withdrawing of deviations, which is after opening a securement unit, the player can now press U to withdraw the deviation. So before you had to go into the menu in order to sync it, and you had to be outside of the menu in order to withdraw. You can now do both of those things in the opposite function now, which is really useful. The next thing here then that I want to touch on is the themed events, the August themed events. So on Nalcott Island, the month of August itself is an anomalous event. During this forgotten summer, we will receive additional produce from harvesting every week. More events will gradually be unlocked in the game and all metas are welcome to participate. So on August 1st, August 8th and August 15th there is a login event where special rewards will be unlocked, including the epic cosmetic, the Crimson Spider gloves and a Butterflies Emissary Crate 1. Rewards can be claimed anytime before the event ends on September 4th. There's also a couple of upcoming events here. Firstly, the Wilderness Express, which starts on August the 15th, which is enjoy racing through the wilderness alone or as a team, and earn a rating for mileage and collisions achieved. Attain the required rating to claim rewards, including Starcrom and the limited edition cosmetic, the Fulfilled Wish vest. Then secure on site, which starts on August 22nd. During the event, defeat enemies to earn loot crates, which may contain specimen cards. Collect specimen cards to fill the specimen encyclopedia and obtain rewards. Refer to the events screen for detailed rules. So here are 2 very fun sounding events that we're going to see throughout August and keep people engaged. I would imagine that these are going to coincide with the end of this season and the start of the next season, so this is pretty nice and should be quite fun for a lot of us here in Once Human. As well as all of this stuff that we've mentioned, there has been some new shop arrivals, there's also been some decent bug fixes, which I'll leave a link to the patch notes down below in the description if you want to read through all of these for yourself and look at these sections individually, but otherwise I'm just going to gradually scroll through them on screen while I'm talking here. There is some pretty important stuff, but nothing massively affecting the gameplay like the points that I've already mentioned here. I just wanted to highlight the most effective things for you if you've got a little bit less time than to sit and read through absolutely everything here. So that's pretty much going to be it. Let me know in the comments which one of these changes and updates you are the most excited for. Is it maybe one of the events like me? I think the events I'm most excited for, but all of the changes are very good and they do improve the QOL or the quality of life, which is always a very much appreciated thing from the developers. Other than that, thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, don't forget to drop me a like and a subscribe down below, and other than that, I will catch you again very shortly in a brand new upload. Take care and peace.